Have you ever felt that worry is like a shadow following you everywhere? Whether it concerns your work, your family, your health, or even things that have yet to happen, it finds a way to steal your sleep, make your heart race, and leave a heavy weight upon your chests. Worry is a part of every human life, yet some people seem to release it with ease, while others allow it to consume their minds, transforming into a long and heavy suffering. Have you ever wondered how some can maintain a tranquil heart, even in the midst of life's greatest storms? For over 2,500 years, the Buddha has offered teachings on how to manage this very burden. These teachings are not merely religious doctrines, but timeless practical pathways that can be walked in our daily lives. When we begin to follow them, you will find that the anxiety you once held begins to soften, fading gently on its own, without force or resistance. Today, let us discover the way to a peaceful heart and an unworried mind through the profound wisdom of the Buddha that we can truly bring into our lives.
First, embrace the present moment. The Buddha taught that the past is but a memory, and the future a dream not yet arrived. Only the present moment is truly ours to live. Most of our anxieties are born from dwelling on a past we cannot change and fearing a future we cannot control. By training the mind to reside in the now, we can release a great measure of our worries. When we practice being present, we begin to notice that our anxieties are often ghosts of a wandering mind, lost in yesterday or tomorrow. To be tangled in past mistakes or to fear what has not yet come is to needlessly drain our life's energy. But if we gather our awareness and turn our focus to what is right in front of us, we discover how much is truly within our control, and the shadows of worry begin to recede.
Living in the present doesn't mean we ignore the future or fail to learn from the past. It means we learn to fully inhabit this moment, to do what needs to be done without being pulled back by regret or pushed forward by fear. When you work, be fully with your work. When you wash a dish, truly feel the water flowing over your hands. When you meditate, simply know the gentle rhythm of your own breath. These simple acts anchor the mind, quieting the chatter of restless thoughts. As you practice this regularly, you will see that many problems that once seemed immense were merely shadows cast by your own thoughts. When you cease to give them your energy, they dissolve. To live in the present is the key to discovering the profound peace and true happiness that is always here, waiting for us to see it.
Second, let go of attachment. Attachment is the very root of suffering. When we bind ourselves too tightly to anything, a relationship, a status, a possession, we begin to fear its loss. And in that fear, worry is born. If we look deeply, we see that everything in this world is in a constant state of flux. Nothing lasts forever. Therefore, to try and control the uncontrollable is to create our own suffering. To release attachment is not to become careless or indifferent. Rather, it is to learn to live with all things in a state of wise understanding, accepting their true nature. If we worry that those we love will change, we should instead accept that change is the nature of life itself. The only thing we can truly control is how we respond to that change. To practice letting go is not to deny reality, but to embrace it with a mindful and open heart.
As we learn to release our grip, we find that the anxieties that once plagued our minds begin to fade. Life becomes lighter, more spacious. Problems that once seemed like mountains shrink into molehills because we understand that whatever arises will also in time pass away. We are here simply to learn from the journey and to walk onward with a peaceful heart. Third, understand the 3 marks of existence. The tilakkhana, or the 3 marks of existence, are a key to understanding the fundamental nature of life. The Buddha taught that all conditioned things share 3 characteristics: anicca, impermanence; dukkha, suffering or unsatisfactoriness; and anatta, non-self. If we look closely, we see that everything is in constant motion. Nothing is permanent, whether it is joy or sorrow, success or failure. Everything arises and everything passes away. Understanding this impermanence helps us to lessen our attachment and to view life's events with a more balanced and neutral heart. When we recognize that all things are marked by dukkha, we see that suffering does not always come from the event itself, but from our resistance or craving. If we try to cling to happiness, we suffer when it changes. If we fear sorrow and try to run from it, we only deepen its hold on us. The wisest path is to accept that all things have their season and to allow them to flow according to their own nature. Finally, anatta teaches us that nothing is truly ours. Our bodies, our possessions, even our thoughts and emotions are all part of this flowing, uncontrollable process. When we understand this, our attachments loosen, and we can live with a profound sense of freedom. We no longer allow worry or fear to rule our minds, because we know that in truth, we own nothing. All things are merely phenomena that arise, abide for a moment, and then pass away.
Fourth, cultivate meditation and mindfulness. Meditation and mindfulness are powerful tools for observing reality without the distortion of emotional judgment. When the mind is gently anchored to the breath or to the task at hand, we begin to see our scattered thoughts and worries for what they are, creations of the mind, not realities of the present moment. The practice of meditation is like cleansing the mind, allowing it to settle into a natural state of peace, free from its own inner turmoil. Mindfulness is not only for when we are sitting in meditation. We can bring it into every part of our day. We can walk with mindfulness, eat with mindfulness, savoring each taste. We can even listen with mindfulness, offering our full, compassionate attention to another. As we practice this, we find that anxiety and stress lessen because we no longer let our minds be carried away by unhelpful thoughts. When the mind is still and calm, we can see our problems with greater clarity and make wiser decisions. Meditation gives us the emotional balance to remain steady amidst the winds of change, to respond with reason and compassion rather than with fear and stress. This practice is like a gentle armor for the heart, allowing us to face any challenge with a calm and unwavering spirit.
Fifth, nourish the heart with goodness. Performing acts of kindness is not only about helping others, it is about filling our own hearts with a wholesome, positive energy. When we give something good to the world, be it a donation, a word of encouragement, or a small act of help, we feel a profound sense of inner wellness. It is this very feeling that helps to diminish worry and fills our life with a sense of purpose and value. When we consistently act with kindness, our perspective begins to shift. Instead of seeing the world through a lens of negativity, we begin to see opportunities to be of service. Rather than dwelling on our own problems and anxieties, we discover that the act of helping and sharing brings a true and lasting happiness, a happiness that does not depend on external conditions but arises from within. An act of goodness is not limited to grand gestures. It can be as simple as listening with an open heart to a friend in need, sharing a genuine smile with a stranger, or offering forgiveness for a past wrong. These are all acts that create ripples of positive energy, affecting both ourselves and the world around us, and making our lives more meaningful and deeply peaceful. Imagine your anxiety is like a glass of muddy water. If you constantly stir it, the water will only become more clouded. But if you set the glass down and allow it to be still, the sediment will slowly settle and the water will become clear. In the same way, the more we fight and try to control our worries, the more they disturb our minds. But if we can learn to accept them with a still and patient heart, a clear path forward will reveal itself.
In the end, this life is yours. You have the power to choose. Will you let worry be your master, or will you choose the path of peace and happiness? The teachings of the Buddha are not abstract theories. They are life-altering tools, waiting for us to pick them up. All that is required is an open heart and a willingness to practice. So, are you ready to release your worries and embrace a life of mindful, peaceful presence?